Welcome to History Mysteries, where we uncover the untold stories and hidden truths behind the events that shaped our world. Today we delve into the heart-wrenching destruction of Iraq, a cradle of civilization that now stands on the brink of collapse. From its glorious ancient past to its current struggles with war, corruption, and environmental disaster, Iraq's story is a global tragedy that demands our attention. Stay with us as we unravel how this once great nation has been brought to its knees and why its future impacts all of us. Iraq, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, has a history that dates back thousands of years. It is home to ancient Mesopotamia, where some of the earliest human civilizations emerged. The region gave birth to significant advancements in writing, law, and urbanization. However, the modern history of Iraq has been marred by conflict and turmoil, particularly since the US-led invasion in 2003. This invasion led to the toppling of Saddam Hussein's regime, but also unleashed a wave of violence and instability that continues to this day. The ancient cities of Babylon and Nineveh, once centers of learning and culture, now lie in ruins, symbolizing the broader destruction that has befallen the nation. The rich tapestry of Iraq's cultural heritage, including its contributions to art, science, and literature, is at risk of being lost forever. The looting of museums and archaeological sites during periods of conflict has further eroded this invaluable legacy. The political landscape in Iraq remains highly unstable. The government struggles to maintain control and provide basic services to its citizens. Corruption, sectarian violence, and the influence of various militias have further complicated the situation. The failure to establish a stable political environment has had far-reaching consequences for the country's development and security. The rise of extremist groups like ISIS has further destabilized the region, leading to widespread destruction and loss of life. Efforts to build a cohesive national identity have been undermined by deep-seated sectarian divisions. The power struggles between different ethnic and religious groups have led to a fragmented society where trust in government institutions is severely eroded. The lack of effective governance has also hindered efforts to rebuild infrastructures and restore public services, leaving many Iraqis without access to electricity, clean water, and health care. Iraq's economy is heavily dependent on oil exports, making it vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices. Additionally, years of conflict have devastated infrastructure and hindered economic growth. Unemployment rates are high and many Iraqis live in poverty. The lack of economic opportunities has fueled social unrest and contributed to the ongoing instability. The destruction of key infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and power plants has crippled economic activity. Small businesses struggle to survive in an environment where security is uncertain and basic utilities are unreliable. The agricultural sector, once a cornerstone of Iraq's economy, has been particularly hard hit by conflict and environmental degradation, leading to food insecurity and increased dependence on imports. Environmental issues in Iraq are also a significant concern. Decades of war and neglect have led to severe environmental degradation. Water scarcity, pollution, and desertification are major problems that affect the health and livelihoods of millions of Iraqis. The destruction of natural resources further exacerbates the humanitarian crisis in the country. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers, lifelines of the region, are now heavily polluted and overexploited. The marshlands of southern Iraq, once a vibrant ecosystem, have been drained and degraded, displacing indigenous communities and wildlife. Air pollution from burning oil fields and industrial activities poses serious health risks, contributing to respiratory diseases and other health problems. The humanitarian situation in Iraq is dire. Millions of people have been displaced by conflict and many lack access to basic necessities such as food, clean water, and healthcare. The ongoing violence and instability have created a refugee crisis, with many Iraqis seeking safety in neighboring countries or further afield. International aid is crucial to address the immediate needs of these vulnerable populations. The plight of internally displaced persons, IDPs, is particularly alarming. Many live in overcrowded camps with inadequate sanitation and limited access to education and employment opportunities. Children, who make up a significant portion of the displaced population, are especially vulnerable to malnutrition, disease, and exploitation. The psychological impact of prolonged exposure to violence and instability cannot be overstated, as many Iraqis suffer from trauma and mental health issues. The destruction of Iraq has far-reaching implications for global security and stability. The power vacuum created by the collapse of central authority has allowed extremist groups to flourish, posing a threat not only to the region but to the world at large. The refugee crisis has strained resources in neighboring countries and contributed to political tensions in Europe and beyond. The international community has a vested interest in supporting Iraq's recovery. Stability in Iraq is crucial for regional peace and security, as well as for the global economy. The country's vast oil reserves are a key component of the global energy market, and disruptions in production can have ripple effects worldwide. Moreover, the preservation of Iraq's cultural heritage is a matter of global importance, as it represents a shared human legacy. As we've explored today, the destruction of Iraq is not just an issue for its people, but a crisis for far-reaching consequences for the entire world. If history teaches us anything, it's that ignoring such devastation only allows instability to spread. At History Mysteries, we believe that understanding the past is the key to building a better future. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History Mysteries for more deep dives into the events that continue to shape our world.